Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. One of the things I want to share with you about this journey to fourth dimension, to fifth dimension, and sixth dimension and beyond. One of the things about that is you have to approach it systematically. You can't be just a dabbler. Thank you for that. You can't just be a dabbler. Oh, I meditated this morning. You've got to meditate every morning. You've got to meditate every night. Why do you need that? Because you're establishing rhythms. You're, again, activating unseen forces. You meditate this morning, you meditate again tonight, meditate this morning, meditate again tonight, again. Watch what's happening. You're creating a rhythm, a pattern. And the universe will start to recognize that. Mind, source, will start to recognize these patterns that you're creating. Again, you're activating unseen forces. And then abundance will come back to you. The waves of abundance will come back to you. Barely perceptible at first. But if you keep activating these rhythms of deep breathing, stretching, meditating, acts of kindness and generosity, you keep creating those rhythms, you're activating these, and all of a sudden things will start to come back to you. If you do them expecting a result, if you're generous with someone expecting something to come back to you, because if you're generous, things will come. If you do it with that expectation, you're setting up a resistance to the way things operate in natural rhythm. So I am working on anchoring myself in the sixth dimension. And that is, personal work, and all of us are on our own personal journey. I could teach anybody how to get to the sixth and the seventh dimension. But first, you need to establish balance in your life. And when I say balance, I mean a morning routine and an evening routine. A morning routine and an evening routine. Why is it so important to anchor yourself in the morning? Because if you just do an evening routine, then when you wake up, you're untethered, and the day is going to be hectic. It's going to start out hectic. It's going to stay like that. And then at night, I'm bringing myself back to balance. But then the next morning, everything's out of balance. So you have to have a morning routine to start yourself from balance. And of course, the day is going to get hectic, but then you have that evening routine to bring yourself back to balance. So everyone who I'm working with, through coaching through this ascension, the first thing I tell them, a morning routine and an evening routine. If you're not doing a morning routine and an evening routine, you're really not on any spiritual path, because you're just untethered. You have to anchor yourself in the morning and anchor yourself every night. Now, what do you do every morning and every night? 3 things. Keep your morning routine very, very simple. Keep your evening routine very, very simple. Only 3 things you need to do. Number 1, you want to take 3 deep breaths every morning and 3 deep breaths every night. We breathe like this. It's hard to even believe that our body can live on this tiny amount of air. There are 2 things in the air outside us that our body needs. Number 1 is oxygen, and number 2 is the chi, or the prana. I call it vital life force. You need these 2 things. So what you want to do in deep breathing is you want to take all the prana and the prana and the chi that's out there in the air, all the oxygen, and get it inside you. That's where it belongs. It belongs inside you, because every cell in your body is starving. You're suffocating yourself. And when when you breathe this bare minimum, and don't get me wrong, you can breathe this bare minimum for 100 years. People that live to 100 years, they never did deep breathing in their life. So you can live 100 years like this. But what happens is your cells are getting the bare minimum of oxygen and the bare minimum of the prana, or the chi, or the life force. The bare minimum. And so what the cells do is they've learned to operate at a lower vibratory rate, the lowest possible vibratory rate. When you become a deep breather, your cells are like, whoa, heck yeah. They love that oxygen. They love that chi, and they start to vibrate. Now, they don't believe you. Again, the universe operates in longer rhythms and cycles. So the first time you do deep breathing, they don't believe that you're going to keep this up. So they don't really activate themselves. But when you're a deep breather for several days in a row, every morning and every night, it doesn't really take much more than that. You can't take every breath during the day as a deep breath, but if you do morning and night, do some deep breathing during the day and then again at night, what happens is your cells say, heck yeah, I love that extra oxygen. I love that extra life force, that energy. Heck yeah, keep doing that. And what happens is over a period of weeks, sooner for some of you, you'll actually feel your cells begin to vibrate at a higher rate. You'll be operating at a higher rate of efficiency. Your entire body will become more energetic. That's how you raise your inner vibration. If you have any interest in fifth dimensional ascension and beyond, if you have any interest in that, you have to raise your inner vibration. You have to learn how to hold more energy in your body, operate more efficiently. You have to learn how to anchor more light in your body. And the only way to do that is to wake your cells up. Wake your body up by deep breathing. For some reason, Monet, they blocked that comment. I don't know why. So I'm talking about, for those of you that have just come in, the importance of doing a morning routine and an evening routine. Anchoring yourself in balance first thing in the morning and anchoring yourself in balance again at night. You do 3 deep breaths. Let me first say the 3 things. You do 3 things every morning, 3 things every night. Morning routine, evening routine. Number 1 is take 3 deep breaths. Every morning and every night, we'll do some deep breathing for those of you that haven't done your deep breathing yet today. Number 2 is in your morning and evening routine, you do some stretching, energy activation, massage yourself, get that energy flowing, get your blood flowing. Every morning, every night, stretch your spine, stretch your shoulders, your neck, roll your head, get your hips moving, get your hip joints moving. Every morning, you want to wake yourself up. You should feel invigorated every single morning. You shouldn't wake up, get out of bed in the morning, brush your teeth, and then go to work because you're not waking your body up. You're not deep breathing. You have to do things for your own health. So you're going to do deep breathing every morning, stretching every morning, or self-massage, energy circulation. And then the third thing you do every morning is you do a meditation. We'll talk about that as well. There you go. In the morning, you're busy. So a 10-minute meditation is fine. A 7-minute meditation is fine. Even a 5-minute meditation is okay. And I'll show you the simplest meditation. And then we'll do a 4D, 5D. Maybe if I feel like it, we'll do 60, 70 meditation as well. But start out with simple meditations every morning and every night. It's not the quality of your meditation. It's like every meditation isn't going to be, oh my God, a 10th dimensional experience. The doors of the universe have opened up to me. Those are great meditations when that happens, but that doesn't happen every time. Sometimes you're tapping your foot. You got to respond to an email. You're thinking about stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't be hard on yourself. Just meditate, meditate, meditate. Meditate, meditate, morning, night, morning, night, morning, night, morning, night. It's like riding a bicycle. Eventually, there you go. Eventually, you'll become a meditator. You'll become a deep breather. So again, 3 things in your morning routine: deep breathing, stretching and energy massage, and meditation. And 3 things every night: deep breathing, stretching and energy massage, and meditation every night. Now at night, your meditation could be longer. All right. So let's do number 1. Let's do deep breathing. All right. By the way, how many chakras do you have? There are different systems. So Taoists, Chinese believe they call them dantians. They don't call them chakras. Same concept, different word for it. They call them dantians. They think you have 3. Some people say 5. Some people say 7. Some people say 12. I say that you have 7 spinal chakras. 7 spinal chakras. There's an 8th chakra called the light chakra that's over your head. And there's another chakra at the very top of your spine, just over the apex, the C1 vertebrae. That's called the mouth of God chakra or the zeal chakra. So those are the 9 chakras that I concern myself with, but there are 7 in your spinal system, in your central channel. So that just answers that question. Let's do deep breathing, okay? 3 deep breaths. I'm going to show you how to do deep breathing, and you should be a deep breather. This is not something you do today. This is something you do every day for the rest of your life. This is going to make you healthier for the rest of your life. Going to increase your efficiency rate, your inner vibratory rate. Here we go. All right. So the first part of the deep breath is through your diaphragm and your nose. You don't breathe in through your nose, you breathe in through your diaphragm. By expanding and relaxing your diaphragm, take that first half of the breath in through your nose. The second half of the breath is through your mouth. And in the second half of your deep breath, that's when you pull your ribs apart, you expand your lungs as much as possible, get as much air as possible into your lungs, hold it at the top for about 3 or 4 heartbeats, and then relax your breath. And as you relax your breath, you want to push your ribs and your diaphragm together and exhale completely. So it's a 2-part breath. First half through the nose, second half through the mouth. Pull your ribs apart, relax your back muscles, let every ounce of air. It's really simple. Don't overcomplicate it. 3 deep breaths every morning, 3 deep breaths every night. You'll get better at it. You'll feel it more in your diaphragm. You'll feel how your lungs expand. You want to, instead of taking this much breath every breath, you want to take this much breath every breath. You want to suck in from the outside, suck in the oxygen, the life force, the chi, the prana that's out there, and get it inside you. Get that prana into every single cell in your body. That's what you want to do. Every morning, don't overcomplicate it. 3 deep breaths every night. And here's what's going to happen. If you do this for several days in a row, you're going to start to get a little bit of muscle memory in your rib muscles. They're called your intercostal muscles. And you're going to start to breathe a little bit more by expanding your chest. Now, you'll always breathe by expanding. Just think about it. If you expand your diaphragm now, very relaxed, when your diaphragm is expanding, you can actually feel the bottom rib muscles start to expand. You want to go with that and pull the rib muscles apart. And you start to get some muscle memory in your breathing apparatus. And that's how you know you're making progress. Again, you don't want to be a deep breather today. You want to be a deep breather for the rest of your life. This is a lifelong habit. You got to stop breathing like this and start breathing like this, because every day you're going to breathe like this for a few times. So eventually, instead of breathing like this as your habit, you're going to start to breathe a little bit more and a little bit more. So you're breathing deep breaths morning and night to get into the habit. And what you really want to do is get into a daily, every breath habit of just breathing a little bit more, just expanding just a little bit more with every breath. Next time you're online at the bank or waiting at a red light, just deep breathe. It's the single best thing you can do for yourself. By the way, if you're a parent, the single greatest gift you can give to your child is to make them deep breathers for the rest of their lives, so they will find health. The more chi and prana that's circulating through your body, the healthier you're going to be. The second habit, so the first habit every morning and every night is deep breathing. 3 deep breaths, 3 deep breaths. The second habit every morning, every night is stretching, particularly the spine, rotating the neck, the shoulders, shrugging the shoulders, stretching, doing what's called the spinal stretch. I have some videos on that on YouTube. The spinal stretch. Stretch all the tendons and the ligaments in your spine. Work on your posture every morning. You want to stretch, stretch, stretch. Why? To get the nerve energy flowing, to get the blood flowing through your joints, to get the chi and the prana, the oxygen into every cell in your body. So not only deep breathing, but also stretching. You also want to activate your energy channels. Massage your face every morning, your scalp. I got all this equipment on my head, including my glasses. But you want to massage every morning. Why? To get that energy flowing, man. You got to pull that oxygen and chi and prana in from the outside and get it flowing in your system. You have to get your energy flowing. And the third daily habit, morning and night, is meditation. I'm going to show you the simplest meditation. This is even for people who never meditated before. I want you to change the way you think about meditation. I'm going to give you a suggestion that's worked for me. Replace the word meditation, especially for people who struggle with it or have failed at it in the past. See, meditation isn't a complex thing. It's a natural way of being. It's not a skill or an activity. Meditation is an experience. So instead of the word meditation, say I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes, it's putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Change the word meditation and replace it with the word balance. I'm going to balance for 5 minutes. And I want you to just close your eyes. We're going to do a meditation. It's not going to be for 5 minutes. We'll just do it for a minute or two. But this is called a keyword or a focus meditation. You're going to pick one word. You're going to put this word above your head. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. You might pick the word patience. You might pick the word balance. You might pick the word inner peace. You might pick the word heart-centered. You might pick the word Jesus. You might pick anything. Pick a word, because words have energy, right? And that energy, so for example, the word balance, it's not just a word, it represents millions of things energetically. It represents a million things. So we're going to meditate on the word balance, or whatever word you choose. And as you just relax your breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in and out through your nose if you can. And just picture the word balance over your head. Maybe you see yourself with your eyes closed. Maybe you see another version of yourself with the word balance over that person's head, or maybe you see it over your own head. But use your inner sight to see yourself and pick the word balance and just look at it. And I want you to lower the word balance into your being, into your body. And I want you to let that word just resonate. Not just the word, but everything that it means. All the millions of things that it means to be balanced. And I want you to let that word balance resonate, roll around, bounce around inside your body, inside your being, and feel that word descending into your being. And just meditate on the word balance. Just feel it kinesthetically, feel it vibrationally. Just let that word vibrate. Let its wavelength, just let it bounce around in you. Let it become in your cells. Let it kind of integrate into your being. Effortless, no intense breathing. This is not a breathing exercise. This is just soaking that word balance into every cell in your body. Or whatever word you chose. Patience, inner peace, heart-centered, surrender, acceptance, any word you choose. Just let it soak in. Let's do another word, surrender. See that word above you and all that it means. It carries with it a million meanings, all this energy that it carries with it. And just allow the word surrender to enter into your being. Let it enter into your cells, into your muscles, into your bones. And surrender. That is the simplest meditation you can do. And you need to meditate every morning and every night. You need an anchor. You need to balance yourself every morning by deep breathing, stretching, an energy massage, and a meditation every morning. Even just 5 minutes of thinking of the word balance or surrender or peace or anything you want. Just that's the meditation. Do those 3 things every morning and do them again every night. Deep breathing, stretching and energy massage, and meditation. Now in the evening, you should have more time to meditate. Should be a little bit more relaxed. So instead of only doing a 5 or a 7 minute meditation, maybe you can meditate for 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever. If you can do more, that's great too. But here's the thing about meditation is it's taught all wrong. The first thing they teach you is to quiet your mind. What a dumbass way to teach somebody how to meditate. If you've never meditated before, that would be like me trying to teach you how to hit a baseball by throwing you a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. How come you can't hit it? Why can't you quiet your mind? It's so simple. It's not. Quieting your mind is an advanced technique. Don't worry about quieting your mind. Give your mind a task to focus on. That's the way you meditate. The people that are sitting quietly for 45 minutes meditating, they're not thinking about nothing. They're running through a sequence of thoughts, a sequence of exercises. That's what they're doing inside their head. Now, maybe 1 out of 1,000,000 is truly thinking of nothing and clearing their mind, but why would you want to take the most powerful force in the universe, put it in a box and bury it 6 feet under the ground? That's the mind is what creates change. Use the mind. Give your mind something to think about. Balance, surrender. Give it something to work on. Give it something to think about. Your mind is way too powerful for you to be just ignoring it. Use it as an ally. So that's it. If you're on a spiritual path, you should be doing 3 things every morning, your morning routine, and 3 things every night, your evening routine. Deep breathing, stretching and energy massage, and meditation. And again at night, deep breathing, stretching, and meditation. If you don't have a morning routine and an evening routine, you can't say that you're on a spiritual path because you're not anchoring yourself. You have to anchor yourself every morning and anchor yourself again in balance every night. Why? Because the middle of the day is crazy. It's 3-dimensional. It's just going all over. You're not in control of what's happening, right? But in the morning and the evening, you can nail yourself down, like tether yourself to balance and tether yourself to balance again. And what happens again, when you become a deep breather, you get muscle memory. Your ribs start to deep breathe. You start to become a deep breather. It's the same thing. Once you do this for a few weeks, now watch what happens. Your subconscious is now your ally. You want to go to sleep, but your subconscious says, no, no, no. You can't go to sleep without doing your evening meditation. You can't go to sleep without your deep breathing. You can't go to sleep without cultivating your energy. Now we're talking. Now your subconscious is in the habit. So morning, night, morning routine, evening routine, morning routine, evening routine, morning routine, evening routine. If you skip your morning routine, you already know if you skip your morning routine, the day is going to be unanchored. You're going to feel strange the whole day. And maybe you're going to skip your evening routine. Now you're just out of control morning, noon, and night. If you don't have a morning and an evening routine, so you have to approach spiritual growth, you have to approach 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th dimensional ascension systematically. It doesn't just happen. You have to systematically change the person that you are today into an ascended version of yourself. This person here is not ascending. This is a 3-dimensional person. And you have to start to surrender, release all of these 3-dimensional bonds so that you become an ascended person. And it doesn't happen like that. It's a little, ooh, I released a little bit today. Ooh, I released a little bit more. Ooh, I released a little bit more. Ooh, I had a bad day. I went backwards. Ooh, I had another bad day. But that's okay. I'm going to have a good day tomorrow, a better day. And eventually, you're able to release more and more of the 3rd dimension that is anchoring you down. And the more you release every day, the more you become that ascended version. You don't become the ascended version of yourself by putting a post-it on the mirror. I am a 5th dimensional being. I am a being of light. No, you have to do the work. And the work is every day because the universe operates in much longer rhythms and cycles. You have to start working with universal rhythms, not demanding results today, because then you set up resistance. I want to meditate today. I want to be an ascended I want to be a 5th dimensional being today. I've never meditated before, but I want to be a 5th dimensional being. Dude, you're a 3rd dimensional being. So you've got to do the work every morning and every night, a little bit every morning, a little bit, just a little bit. Get in these habits so that you can start to release some of because eventually when you get to the 7th dimension, it's not even a question of the 3rd dimension anymore. Everything has been released. The 7th dimension has nothing to do with the 3rd dimension. So you can't be holding on to anything to fully experience the 7th. The 5th dimension, you can experience it, but you'll quickly lose it and go back into 3D unless you have, the goal isn't just to experience the 5th dimension. The goal is to take what you learn and bring it back and weave it into your 3rd dimensional life, like sewing it in, so the threads of your 3rd dimensional life start to become more ascended. So when you drop down, when you lose your 5th dimensional awareness, you'll drop down. Instead of dropping to 3.0, maybe you're at 3.1 or 3.3 or 3.6. So you want to, it's not how high you ascend, it's where you're anchoring yourself. And the goal for the first goal should be to anchor yourself in the fourth dimension, and then eventually to anchor yourself in the sixth dimension. Now, the fourth dimension, we'll do a fourth and fifth dimensional meditation now over the next minute or two. And then the goal is not just to have the experience. The goal is to bring that experience back with you. So become more and more like a fourth dimensional being, more and more like a fifth dimensional being, because your consciousness is like an elevator. You can press whatever button you want. You can go up and down between dimensions if you want to.